Wednesday, September 9th, 2020. I have a guest today with us who's joining us from Long Island, New York, Mark Westlake, who is the founder and CEO of GearBrain. We're going to talk about some fun things today, smart homes, smart devices. Welcome, Mark. Welcome to the show.
Hey, it's great to be here. It's a pleasure. I'm happy.
Great. I also want to welcome my co-host and co-producer, Carlos Ponce. Thanks for joining today. And
thank you, Tulio.
Let's get it one more time. So, Mark, just let's get started by getting to know you a little bit. Can you please share with us and the audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm one of the old guard now. If you think of the internet now, we're onto the third wave, and I've been through all three waves of the internet. And, I've been successful in working for a bunch of other companies. I live here in Long Island. I'm a big water sports golfer. Some of my friends, and if you see my picture, a little claim to fame is I play in a band. I've been playing in a band since 1982. And I'm probably one of the few guys in the internet that has actually 3 albums on Spotify, Pandora, Apple iTunes. Big musician, drummer, love it. I even got to play over in Liverpool. But my day job is to work at GearBrain. And GearBrain, for those who don't know, it's a device, or it's a website that has morphed into a technology and data company, which we can get into later. But I think me, after being on the business side, I started the site, and started the business really because, I got tired of making money for other people. I wanted to make money for myself. So I went out and started the company, and it's all about, we'll get into it, is some of the things about smart devices and, the myths and also the benefits of what these devices have to offer. All
right. So Mark, you're a musician at heart. Congratulations. And the techno gear, why there's many ways to go out and make money for yourself. Why did you choose this? What prompted you to get into this space? Tell us a little bit about how GearBrain started and why.
So it was started to solve a problem. I saw about 5 years ago the whole Internet of Things coming, right? Or what I mentioned before, the third wave. So the first wave of the Internet was we connected billions of people to the billions of computers. Second wave was we connected billions of computers with billions of people. Now, the third wave, it's billions of people with the computers connecting to devices, right? So I saw what was going on, and it wasn't about the technology. It was about, compatibility and connectivity, and everybody missed it. Everybody was focused on, look at how cool this technology is, where the consumer doesn't care. The consumer wants to know, how easy is this to use? Is it going to solve my problem? What does it cost? And how do I set it up? Make it easy for me, because if you make it hard, I ain't gonna do it. So I saw that, and I started GearBrain to solve that problem, to help people really dummy down, or my editor hates me when I say dummy down because it sounds like I'm making everybody sound like they're idiots, but they're not. It's really simplify it, make it easy for people to do these devices. And if you go back when Amazon Alexa came out, right, and Amazon Echoes, think about how easy that device was. You came home, you plugged it in, you downloaded an app, turned it on, voila, it's done. And now all of a sudden they're all over the place, So that's what I did. I started GearBrain to solve the problem, and now we've morphed into a little bit more of a I'll even take it to the next level, which is when you try to find these devices, right? I found that it was very hard for you to find devices on Google or Bing or any search engine, because the problem is, those engines are designed to search. You're looking. What you really want to do is find the device. You know what you have. You know what you want. Try doing it on Google, and you're going to spend a lot of time reading through reviews and reading through. So I created a patent-pending IoT configurator, which everybody's like, what's that? Well, it's a compatibility find engine. What's that? And what a compatibility find engine is, I have a device that I'm looking for. So you tell me I'm looking for smart locks with smart lights, or a smart lock that is a solid, brass color, touch screen that will work with my home security system. Try searching the web for that. It's very hard to find that, because the web doesn't know what you own. Well, we built a platform so that you can tell us what you own, and we can tell you all the products that work with what you have. And I think that
I want to definitely learn some more. I've got a smart home, and I got a few things that I'm trying to find myself. But before we go into that, let's introduce the topic today. Let's go right into it. Carlos, what's the topic that Mark has chosen for today?
Yeah, thank you, Tulio. Today, we'll be speaking about, predictably, as it's kind of mentioned, but we're going to talk about smart tech and your home, or building your own JARVIS. In other words, how to find the best smart devices for your home, car, and life. I like the life part, so I look forward to that too. That's the topic that Mark, our guest, chose for today. So Mark, tell us and the audience, please, why did you choose this particular topic? Why the JARVIS thing?
Well, JARVIS, for the people who don't know who JARVIS is, if you've ever seen a Iron Man movie, he has JARVIS, is the computer AI that runs the house. But it does more than the house. It runs the suit, so it's a wearable, right? It's in the car, so you take it in the car. It's in the house. It's everywhere, right? So I see with the Internet of Things, we're going down this path where everybody's going to have a JARVIS at some point, right? And it's all going to be customized for you. So we recognize now's the time to start to get in and to learn. And that's why I picked this topic, because I think it is relevant with all these smart devices now, that smart speakers are going to grow considerably worldwide. Now you can get them in different languages and stuff, but people still don't know what to do with it. But it's easy once you really understand how it all works, and more importantly, have someone who can help you just add this if you want. Why should I have a smart speaker? Why should I have this? And it's not for everybody. And especially people who are older like me, it might not be right for you. But the kids today, the young people today, they love this, especially if you're living think about COVID. At least you got somebody to talk to right now, right? In your apartment or in your house, so it solves a lot of other social issues too, these smart speakers. So that's why I picked this topic. I thought it's relevant, and I think it's also something that people some people are standoffish because they think it's, oh my gosh, I don't want to get one of those. It's hackable. Well, that's not hackable as much as your smartphone's hackable or your TV's been hackable. So I think I really wanted to talk about, smart home devices and how we all can build our own JARVIS, or start to build that. And over time, we'll start to have conversations with them.
So,
thank you, Mark.
So Mark, how does GearBrain work? How does that come together for a consumer or anyone who's looking for the right type of solution? All right. So let me give you an example. Let's see if we can solve this. I have pretty extensive smart home in my home: lighting, switches, fans, you name it. Everything is Alexa controlled, even the television. But I was looking for solar powered, waterproof, wireless speakers for my outside yard, and I found some stuff, but I didn't really like what I found, and on Amazon or what have you. And I was like, there's got to be an easier way to find this. I mean, I spent hours trying to find something, and ultimately I just kind of gave up. I'm like, maybe there's nothing out there that mimics or is even close to what I'm looking for. So how does GearBrain solve that? Tell us a little bit about that, because I think you said it's easier to search to find something that doesn't exist or isn't out there. Tell us a little bit how it works, please.
So perfect. And the way GearBrain solves that is we created this, as I mentioned earlier, this patent pending IoT configurator, or it's a compatibility find engine. And what you can go to the.gearbrain.com, and you could search for products, and it's really criteria based searching, right? Where you're saying, I'm looking for Bluetooth speakers, right? Or I'm looking for speakers, right? Now I'm going to look for wireless speakers. I'm going to look for Bluetooth speakers. I'm going to look for water resistant, waterproof speakers, right? And you could plug all that criteria in very simply into the GearBrain. Along, if you want, you can even say, and it's compatible with Amazon Alexa. and it will come back with the results of all the speakers that fit that criteria. And the way we've created this database, we've scraped the web, all right, and then our editors and have gone in and we've looked at the data. We've looked at and really know what's what, right? And then what happens is GearBrain itself, the website, will review a lot of these products and give them ratings. But right now, what we're doing is we're pulling in all these data, this product information, and making it easier for someone like you right now who has this challenge of, okay, I'm looking for wireless Bluetooth speakers, and you could say powered by solar. You could plug all that in there, and if you don't get a result back, we will get you the answers within 48 hours. And I know for a fact that we have Bluetooth speakers and solar powered, but I'm not sure if it's wireless or not, but I have to go back in there. But I guarantee you, and you can tune into the show in 48 hours, and there'll be, you can let everybody know if we delivered on our promise.
All right, looks like challenge accepted. Definitely going to check that out to see what comes up in 40 hours. So you're not just making it possible for people to look up stuff. If the stuff's not there, you actually have individuals in the background who are doing the research and then populating the content for those people to come back. So you have a promise that says, if we don't have something, we'll find it for you. Come back in 48 hours. So, and then you mentioned in your topic, it's for your home, car, and life. So what are some of the applications you're seeing people using these smart devices, building these personal assistants for their home versus their car? And when you say life, what do you mean by that?
So everybody's going to have a connected life, right? In some way or some form, all right? You're going to be different. You know, you're going to have different things connected versus Carlos versus myself. Everybody has different need for connectivity, but we're all going to be connected one way or the other. So this is a lifestyle that we're moving into, and the younger people are embracing it more. Actually, a lot of elderly people are starting to embrace it too. And but I think that's what we mean by connected life. And we're seeing, you know, if you look at what Apple's doing with Apple CarPlay, or you got Google with Android Auto, and how now, you know, you could, it used to be, okay, if geofencing is a typical way of a feature that a smart device could be built into a device. So like, okay, I'm within a mile of my house, the lights are going to go on, the heat's going to go up, or the AC is going to go on, or whatever. Now you could just tell it when to go on or not by using your Android Auto or your Apple CarPlay in your car, you know, and your car doesn't necessarily have to have it built in, because now you can hook up your phone to the car. So we're seeing, you know, a lot of the car it go with you, this technology. Now you even got Alexa coming out, where Amazon's coming out, where they're actually building it right into your phones, you know, because they recognize they don't have it built on the app like Google has with Android, or what Apple has with Siri and Apple HomeKit. So there's kind of a lot of interesting things, but a lot of digital health, I think, is starting to come into play, which is, again, the GearBrain, our platform, is designed specifically to help you with problems like, okay, I got an old smartphone. Will this new smartwatch or fitness tracker or health device work with my phone? Because they require a higher or newer operating system, and my phone can't handle the new operating system. So how do I what do I do with that? You know, so that's kind of what this platform is designed to do. And also, going back to your other point, what we do also is we do allow people to create their own account in your own My Gear, so that once you come and you log on, and it's totally free, you can tell us what devices you have. So whenever you come back, you can say, okay, you know, I'm looking for smart locks that work with my home security system, or I'm looking for smart lights that'll work with, you know, the kind of systems the devices we have in my house, because I want one app to control everything. This is what this platform, it can help you do. It can make your life so much easier, and also prevent you from having to return products, because these products are all in different wireless protocols. Now they're all together, you know.
Mark, I have a question for you. And you mentioned a few minutes ago that especially younger folks who are more into technology, who were born with technology, you can say that, it's like a natural environment, you know, to be in these types of scenarios, the tech part, the smart home. But my question is, what would you say to those people out there, or maybe older generations, that they do know that something is happening out there? There are great advancements in the tech world, but however, they might still have some concerns regarding, for example, let's say their security, of the hacking part.
Yep.
These might be just ideas, but they're still ideas in their head. What would you tell them, this segment of the population, so that they can be at ease?
Well, the first thing I would say is, look, everything's hackable, right? Uh, no matter what. Now, there's security that you can really make it really, really hard for hackers, right? And with the Internet of Things, it's always been a big challenge, and a big part of the discussion was, okay, I can't download software like I do on my computer or even on my phone, right? Because these devices are all out there and everything. How do I secure that? And it's got to be secured is at the modem and router level, right? And what we're seeing today now, and how I would ease people is like, look, check with your modem, check with your ISP. Does there a layer of software in there that is a security software? Because there's companies out there like Cujo, which is now partnering with a lot of your routers, that are being made by Netgear, D-Link, and stuff like that, where they secure the wireless signal. Right? And the way they do that is they change the IP address for the devices constantly, so it makes it hard for someone to hack in. Right? So there's security out there. I would make sure you have that. It's going to be something that's built right into the cost of your ISP. I don't know what it is right now, but it's going to be, because one of the ways for adoption to increase with smart devices, you're going to have to address the security issue. And the only way you can do that is by securing the wireless signal, because everything is on a wireless connection or a wired connection, into your modem, where you're going to have to really make sure that the IP address is secure, so that you don't give the hackers. Now, so that's where I think, it's right now, people get antivirus software, and comes with for your computer, right, and probably your phone. Do you guys download that onto your phone? Probably not, right? No one does.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the phone is probably the worst than a smart speaker right now. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing is, but it only takes one hack and then everybody gets, goes crazy. So, but there is technology out there. Norton has Norton Core, which is a, kind of a router with the built-in security system. You're going to see more and more of partnerships between antivirus companies or security companies, along with router manufacturers and modem manufacturers.
Okay, thank you, Mark.
I solved that by putting all the smart devices on a separate instance. So what if they're going to hack? They're going to turn the lights on and off, right? So there's ways to control that too, right?
Well, that's because you're tech savvy, Tulio. But
it's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Something really came up for me, and I thought, wow, this is an opportunity potentially for someone like Amazon and other companies in the smart home space. So most people chose their phone based on dependency they have across multiple devices, right? I'm an iPhone user because I use Macs and everything is synchronized, right? My iCloud. So that's not an easy thing to switch off of once you've built those dependency and that synchronization across all those devices. And the same thing for Google users who have Android. They have similarly everything synchronized. So in a way, smart for these companies, they have locked out competitors by getting as many hooks as possible into us by having these multiple devices. And I thought to myself, the only way I could ever switch is if Amazon actually came out with an Alexa phone, because I have created dependency on that platform for my home. And I'm like, well, if there was an Alexa phone, I probably could make that switch. That's an easy switch to do. So I'm wondering, are there opportunities for companies in the smart home, a smart office, smart car technology, where they could potentially create enough hooks, if you will, into the consumers using these products, where they could introduce a new platform, a new phone platform and essentially create competition in that space, which is predominantly now just two or three players. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it'd be really hard. I mean, these guys have such. I mean, look at Microsoft with Cortana, right? Here's Cortana. You know, it came out around roughly the same time as Siri. You know, with and Siri was on your phone and Cortana was on your computer. You know, and it never really picked up. You know, people never really used it because I don't think there was a lot of use cases. I also don't think there was a lot of devices. I think right now having a lot of devices, you know, within your ecosystem is important. A lot of the voice platforms right now are really acting as your hub, right? You know, if you know, that was the way they pulled you in to get you to use all these devices. And now, you know, we've seen big improvement from Amazon with their app. They've added a lot of new features to the app, so now you can control your Amazon-enabled devices, and your Echo speakers and everything, or the devices connected to that through an app. If you don't want to use your voice, Google's always been able to do that, you know, and obviously Apple being able to do it with Apple HomeKit on every smartphone, every iPhone out there, and tablet. So I think there's always an opportunity where I think right now where we're seeing a lot of activity was, you know, how do I get everything all into one and use with one app? Because people aren't going to want to use multiple apps. So that's where the compatibility comes into play. You know, I want one app. I mean, that was the beauty with Comcast buying Signify, which was an app, and they did great cloud integrations with devices, and Comcast bought them to use them for cloud integration for onboarding all the smart devices for their Xfinity platform. Smart move by Comcast. So, you know, I think you're going to see more of those types of bigger companies, if you have that capability as you know, to put everything all together on a device. I think that's going to be interesting because I think the phone is still going to be around, but I think we're going to use so many different devices to communicate. It's going to be really interesting to watch. You know, the phones are getting bigger, tablets and computers are getting smaller, so it's going to be interesting to watch where it all goes. But I think, again, it's just making sure you understand what works and make it and the manufacturers have to make it easier for people, or else they're going to get confused and they're not going to buy.
It's a very interesting observation. Makes me think of the days of AOL, right, and the internet. Yep. And eventually they kept the closed garden, and the garden dried and died. Right, so, you know, it sounds to me that perhaps the focus shouldn't be so much on owning the application and the device as it is more, you know, who's going to create the compatibility across multiple devices and give the consumers the right to choose which app to use, regardless of the technology background.
Yeah, and I think you're seeing that with, you know, with Apple, and I think you're seeing it, you know, more and more across, you know, again, how everything works and making it easier is just going to drive adoption. That's what we've seen for the last 3 or 4 years, and that's why I created the platform, because nobody was doing a good job of educating these people. Just make it easy. You know, I don't want to read 15 different reviews. I don't want to, help me narrow this down right now for me, and then I'll pick and choose which ones I really want to drill down into. So that's important.
All right. Sounds like some potential predictions of the smart home business. Yeah. So Mark, let's shift a little bit as we're coming up on time. Tell us a bit about the company. What makes GearBrain a great place to work? Why do people want to be part of the organization? What are you guys doing as a company that's interesting besides being involved in the latest and greatest of tech gear?
Well, what makes us different and what's challenging today is the whole pandemic is, how do you operate in a, kind of right now and all over the place, right? And your corporate culture is going to be challenging, to build on, and luckily for us, we're relatively, big and small company. We're small in terms of, where I have CTO, I got an editor, I got writers all over the world, writing for us, freelancers. I got a reviewer in London. But what makes us different is we're part of building something that's never been done before, right? We're kind of taking publishing and we're taking technology, we're taking data, we're merging it all together, to really solve a problem. This is not, some people get in like, I'm part of the movement. We're just trying to make it easy for people because we recognize that there's a void in the market, and it's an exciting market because you learn so much about digital health. You're learning about electric cars and smart cars. You're learning about all this, technology that's kind of the forefront, and it's in the early stages. So what I've seen with, think about Tesla, and what they're doing. And we dig into all this stuff and you get exposed to all this new things. And then before you know it, you become an expert because you've really learned. And I'm a big believer of the 3 C's: commitment, creativity, and what was the other one? Oh, I dropped the other one. Communication. Ugh. See, this is the age coming in now, right? But those are the 3 things: communicate, tell me if there's something wrong, be creative, I don't have all the answers, all right, and committed to making it work, and have fun while you're doing it. That's a big part of the culture at our company. And, we love people, hard work, it pays off. Again, it's a startup. Right. But it's a startup that's learned a lot, and we've been through it. We have people who've been in the company for a while, and it's basically something that, hopefully if anybody's interested, let us know. We love smart people who are eager to learn about new technology.
Well, Mark, it's been great to have you. We wish you a lot of success. It sounds as though if anyone's trying to build any kind of JARVIS or personal assistant, a digital personal assistant, they should check out GearBrain, and maybe that's a good place to start to your journey or enhance your already smart device journey and get access to information. I'm going to be back there in 48 hours to check out those speakers, see what I found. I'm holding you to that.
Deal. I will have it, and that's my next job to do for you, and I'll put our guys on it and make sure they're there. More than one selection, too. So we'll keep this one.
Awesome.
Okay?
Well, it's been great to have you. Just stay with us as we wrap up.
Yep.
We don't have any other show for the rest of this week, but we are booked all the way through November, guys. So
Absolutely.
We got 3 shows every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday coming up all the way through November. So Stay tuned. We got a lot coming up. And speaking of a lot coming up, besides the recap show coming up Monday, where we take this show and recap it in 10 minutes, what do we got coming up next week, Carlos?
Next week, Tulio, as you said, we were booked for luckily, and Tuesday we have Reggie Yativ from Agora.io, and the topic is real-time engagement connects us across borders. And then on Wednesday we have Anita Kumari from the Happiness Factors. We're going to be talking about, she runs a platform to foster emotional intelligence, mental health, and effective leadership. Very much needed these days. And finally, on Thursday, we'll be speaking with Enrico Palmerino from the CEO and founder of BotKeeper. And the topic is the accounting alphabet. A is for artificial intelligence. That's what we have for next week, Tulio, right here on Dojo Live at 1 p.m. Pacific.
All right. See you guys soon. And until then, stay safe.
See you soon.